What's up, everybody? Benji Bruce here with Digital Creator Institute, and I'm going to go over the day one project in terms of what I'm doing. So I already decided on the niche, and the niche is going to be the finance niche because one, it's a massive market. There's like unlimited revenue in there. And then two, I love the niche in general. So I decided the niche, I decided what niche is going to be. Now the next step is in terms of monetizing, like how am I going to monetize this and build the audience and all that sort of stuff. So I was thinking about two different things. One, I was like, okay, I can create a ton of video content like YouTube, TikTok, and all that sort of stuff. Two, I can just create a newsletter. So it's going to be written content. And I was thinking about pros and cons of each. Now, when I think about YouTube, so a lot of people, they want to make it on YouTube. They're like, let me grow my audience. I want to be like, have like 1 million followers on TikTok. TikTok on YouTube, and I'm going to monetize that, blah, blah, blah. But what people don't seem to understand is the amount of work that tends to go into it isn't really it's not worth it. I don't really think it's worth it. So the amount of work that you put into growing a YouTube channel, if you put that work into growing a real business where you're not really as visible as someone with a massive YouTube audience, but you grow a real business, you're going to generate a lot more revenue and everything in this real business. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to use YouTube. So the same way I use YouTube for Digital Creator Institute, but I don't focus on the amount of followers, I focus on the revenue. So that's what I'm gonna do with this finance brand as well. Sure, I'm gonna use YouTube, sure, I'm gonna use all these channels, but I don't really care about the followers. I'm gonna focus on the money, I'm gonna focus on the revenue. So what I've decided is I'm gonna create a newsletter. Now with the newsletter, I thought, okay, so the newsletter is gonna be a lot of written content. Of course, I'm gonna have some video content, but it's gonna be mostly written content. And now it's what platform am I gonna use for this? So at first, well, right now for Digital Creator Institute, I'm using ActiveCampaign. But ActiveCampaign decided to be some idiots. They decided, hey, let's just double our price. I don't mean they increased their price. They damn near doubled the price. So I'm thinking, well, it's not worth it. Like, what's the point? And so I'm thinking, okay, well, what's the other platforms that I can use? Eventually, I decided on there's two different platforms I was trying to like really decide between, and one is Substack, the other one is Beehive. Now, Substack, the pros of that is one, it's free. It doesn't matter how many followers you have or how many people are on the newsletter, it's free. The cons of it, though, is when you start charging for the newsletter, they take a 10% commission fee. So if you have 1 million people on there and you're charging $10 each, they're taking 10% of that. So they're getting a lot of money for doing nothing. On the other hand, another con actually is you're very limited in design, like how it actually looks, the web page. So I thought, okay, well, let me look at Beehive. So I went to Beehive. Now, Beehive is, I think it's built by the guys who created Morning Brew, the Morning Brew newsletter, and that newsletter is massive. So they said, okay, here's everything that we do and we use for our newsletter. We're just going to build a platform for other creators for building a newsletter. So I thought, let me look at this. The pros of that is really customizable. Just looks great in general. The cons of it is technically there's a monthly fee. So after 2,500 subscribers, then you have to pay. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that doesn't matter. I mean, who cares? After a certain amount of subscribers, of course you got to pay. But so I was like, all right, let me go with these guys. So I decided these guys for the finance newsletter. Now, let me show you, or let me tell you what I actually wrote on the homepage of this finance newsletter. So I was also deciding on the colors, by the way, because as you know, like I tend to wear purple, and that's like my main color. But I was thinking, okay, this is a completely different brand. Let me change the color up. So I decided on teal. I like the teal look as well. That's going to be the color for this brand. So let me tell you what I wrote on this, because as soon as they go to this web page, it immediately has an opt-in form. And that's how these newsletter ones are set up, because it's like, hey, I'm trying to grow the newsletter subscribers. So boom, it's just right there, just up front, and then they can read all the stuff. Let me tell you what I wrote here. So it says, and remember the brand. The brand is, it's not just a finance newsletter. It's like an AI that talks about financial literacy. So an AI is calling humans really stupid, because compared to AI, humans are stupid. AI is like insanely smart. So the brand is more like a sarcastic financial literacy newsletter type of brand. So keep that in mind. So here's what I wrote. When they come to this, it says, hello, stupid human. I'm an AI financial literacy newsletter for stupid humans like you. You'd fail a personality test, so I make finances easy to understand. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings when I called you stupid. I thought you already knew. And so immediately when they go to the page, that's what they read. And I want them to understand what the brand is going to be. So as soon as they see that, they realize like, okay, this is going to be really sarcastic in terms of every piece of content that we're going to read is going to be really sarcastic. It's about finance, about money. So I wanted them to understand that from the get go. If they get offended, I don't care. Don't read it. Like, move on. So that's kind of the brand. At this point, there's obviously like 0 subscribers and everything because just started the thing. Now I thought to myself, well, how am I going to promote this thing? So imagine I'm sitting there, I'm imagining like I have 20 posts already, 100 posts, 1,000 posts. How am I going to promote this thing? Because it doesn't matter if it's great content that's on there. People have to read it. People have to subscribe. Then I can do all the affiliate marketing and all that stuff to really monetize. So I said, okay, the ways that I'm going to promote. Now, I don't really want to do this just yet, but I thought maybe I could at least spend $10 a day in ads. Eventually, it's going to be a whole lot more, but I don't even know if I'm going to spend $10 a day just yet in the ads. But even if it were $10 a day, I was thinking, is that even enough, like, to really do anything with it? I mean, I don't know. So I was like, well, I could spend money on ads. Then I thought, okay, I could make this social media shorts, like the short videos for TikTok and all sorts of stuff, Instagram, YouTube shorts. That takes time. Creating videos takes time, which is why I kind of moved back from creating a lot of video content with this, because it's not about creating video content. It's about monetizing a newsletter. And the newsletter is just written content. So I thought, okay, I am going to create video shorts because, hey, you never know. But I'm not going to focus too much time on that because I got to grow the newsletter. But that could be a promotional tool. Now, the other thing in terms of the promotional tools, I thought I can just comment on other people's financial posts. So a lot of times, like you're sitting there, on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, especially TikTok, you see something about finance or you see a video in general. What do? You click on the comments. You start reading the comments. Now, when people like the comment, they like upvote it, they like it and all that sort of stuff. So I thought like not only am I going to comment on stuff, I'm going to call people stupid in the comments. So I'm going to say like, hello, stupid human. And then I'll make a comment, some sarcastic thing. Once again, it's an AI calling humans stupid. So that's going to be the whole thing. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a promotional tool. Maybe I'll do at least 10 comments a day on other people's videos. So people will see my page, they'll click on my page, and from there, they'll see everything else. So I thought, okay, that could be another way to promote. Now on Beehive, they do have this thing called like Boost, but that comes with a $99 a month version where it like kind of promotes your newsletter through other newsletters. So I thought I could do that as well. So I'm going back and forth between that. But basically, I'm thinking in terms of the ways to promote this newsletter at this point. So all I really see now is the vision of this finance newsletter. So I mostly need to figure out how to grow it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. I mean, like I said, I have those ideas that I just mentioned, but I haven't executed it just yet. I just got the actual newsletter part built. Now I need to get used to the content creation process. So with the content creation process, it's kind of like, how long will it take for this process? How long will it take to come up with the idea, film the video, edit the video, do all this stuff from start to finish? So how long is that going to take? What type of content is going to like really do well? Is it going to be news curated content? Is it going to be detailed content? Is it going to be just funny content, entertaining? Like, so I don't really know what content yet is going to do well. How fast can I move with creating this content? Because remember, I still got Digital Creator Institute to do. And hey, I'm also doing some salsa and bachata as well. So I got some time to do that. And now I got to do this finance newsletter. So basically, I got to figure out like what's the process going to be for creating content. The next steps of this whole thing is to basically create the content for the newsletter, the video content as well. And then I'm going to research some promotional methods. Maybe I'll get some ideas. I'll watch some other videos about how other people build newsletters, and maybe they'll have some idea that I can just take and just boom, use to build the newsletter. But that's essentially what I'm going to do next. I'm going to create the content, the written content, the video content, and research some other promotional methods. So boom, let's get to it.